Greetings, everybody. Hi, pause. I'm sorry the Twitch is being dumb. Yeah, so the gist of it is that if there's only ever one quality source on Twitch, it's because Twitch is saying we have to allocate all our shit to someone else, so we can't automatically bump your stream down to like other qualities for you. So, oh god, don't fall over. Stay. Okay. So if you ever go to your favorite streamer's channel and they only have one quality setting, it is not their fault. It is Twitch's. I mean, I guess like I could bump my stream down in quality, but I feel like that would be silly. In all honesty, I don't want to do that. Also, Twitch is having an issue right now that other people have been having as well, it seems, where I can't export any of my stuff to YouTube, like, at all right now. I don't know what's going on. It worked fine yesterday. Go fucking figure. So, after stream today, I'm gonna have to go through and just manually upload this morning's new Genesis stream, as well as the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which you guys can't see yet because I haven't clicked play, but so I'm gonna go do that now. Hopefully that'll pop up there soon. Yeah. It's not popping up yet. Okay. Let's see. I have a thing that's just for PC gaming when it's full screen, and it's not popping up when it's full screen. Close that. Boy, they. I didn't want to like open this up and test it because I didn't want to like spoil anything for myself. All right, let's just close that. We'll add a new one real quick. It's fine. We'll do a window capture. We'll just name it Stanley. Oh, no, don't want that. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Oh, I could do display capture. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything incriminating going on right now, so that's probably fine. Okay, here we go. That seems a bit loud, so I'm going to, let's see, it went up there, so I want to do like, let's put it right there. Yeah, even quieter than that. Okay. All right, we'll see where that leaves us, and then I'll... Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Yes, we have streamed it. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Oh. I mean, for me, it's like right there. So I guess we'll go with that. Please enter the current time. Oh, it's 4:04. Time not found. Why don't I have to enter the current time? Oh, accessibility stuff. Neat. Just so y'all know, the wind is roaring out there, so... Ooh. One-handed walk. Okay. Audio. For my sake, lower this to like 60 and come back over here and turn that up a little bit. Video, VSync, borderless. We're just, yeah. Cool. Here we go. I know nothing about this other than there's like...
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
There's some new content. I don't know what it is. So we're gonna
number 427
find out. It looks better too, I will say.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrenching, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, so glad to be back here. I just want to say, I hope that narrator is still getting work, because my goodness, I love their voice. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed.
Well, I think we know what the first place I should be going to is. Before anything else.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is it this way? Right, so go to the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh man, that looks
of disbelief. Stanley decided
super
to
easy
go
to read
up to
now.
his boss's office,
Oh, that makes me happy.
He might find an answer there.
Aha!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but
Perfect.
there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Alright, this game is a 10 out of 10 still.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Did they say sweet FA in the first one? I don't remember.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's
offer
fun.
me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Your reactions are priceless.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said,
I mean, there's a really
Stanley
cool broom
walked
in here.
past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally
broken
this
out cardboard
closet
boxes
is of
here.
absolutely no significance to the
Also,
story
leaving a wire on a floor like that, that's
whatsoever.
against
I
OSHA,
never would have
probably.
thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yeah.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
It's interesting that the interaction button just always makes like
Stanley
a keyboard
was fat
sound.
and ugly and really, really stupid.
Rude.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's true.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now.
There's the crouch button.
You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
They should put this game into
Anyone who happens
VR.
To be nearby, the person at this
I finally got my VR
is
system
dead.
hooked up to my PS5 so I can put my PS4 away
Of
again.
your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I am gonna actually check the controls, cause okay. We're gonna make this left shift. That'll be easier on my pinky. Yeah, it says jump is space, but I can't jump right now.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I almost got back in there. Damn it. Okay. I missed a broom closet ending. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. I don't think the boss is okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
I cannot
What dark
remember
secret was being held from
the
him.
code. Is there
What
more
he could
stuff
not
in
have
here?
known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Okay, I had the right numbers,
Course,
just wrong
Stanley
sequence.
couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Bit too dark now, I think. Maybe I can go in and fix that really quick. Can't seem to find it in this menu. Oh well. Where are we going? Oh, okay.
Descending deeper into
the loading's a bit snappier too, it seems.
He felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
This way says escape, though. Alright, fine. Oh, I guess I was gonna say, who's just sitting here waiting to press a button? I guess it's a...
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
They're like sitting here looking at him.
Did he have the strength to find out?
You're going on an adventure. No, we're not doing the adventure ending quite yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do all the endings again like I did the first time, but because I just want to find the new content, you know.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true
Fired.
nature revealed.
Fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There it is. There's ours. Show it again. Yeah. And boop.
This mind control facility.
Ladder, please.
It was too
or no, I
horrible
think it's actually
to believe. It couldn't be true.
It's a
Had
lift.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
This job's great. What are you talking about?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Mm-hmm.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Sure. Man, imagine playing Xbox on this screen. Boop.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building
Those
hold?
are actually some questions I don't think we ever got
As
answered in the
sunlight
first
streamed
game.
into the chamber,
The original
he realized
release.
None of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Looks a little nicer out there too. What if I just didn't though? Can I go back? Can't go back. Why is there a parking spot there when there are no cars?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Like, why does it look like we're like
Stanley was happy.
just somewhere in like the UK, like out in a field? Beat the game. There's an achievement for getting an achievement. Okay. Thanks. Oh, I'm back.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Nope.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a
Just
crucial
sit in my
outcome fell
chair.
under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
No,
He
I can see
longer
the
had
clock.
the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt,
Why
was
is
that
the
if he
clock
waited
wrong?
long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Where is it?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, it's
No
right
matter
here.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Yeah.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Not yet, no.
Ah,
no.
then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer?
Yeah.
Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Cheers.
All of his co-workers were gone. What? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Yeah.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times.
Okay.
I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
No.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No,
I'm going for it.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment. A willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
Okay.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay. Where's 417? Yeah, it's not around here.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
You got it, boss.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh my, okay. 415. 415, where are you? Ah.
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
All right.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419? Oh, hello. Oh, I'm trying.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. Got it.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
He's having a good time. Granted, I am too, so.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
This narrator's so sassy. I love him.
Stanley.
He's
Nothing
so good.
could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Okay, I'm gonna start trying like every door. Just to see if any of them will open.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I see an open door over there and I want to explore it.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Drink it all.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Oh.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I mean, I guess it's not incorrect. Kind of rude, though.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue.
Yeah.
But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Someone here is the #1 dad. And #1 mom. Holy shit, we got some celebrities in here.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I want to know where to go to get to the new stuff. You can't jump. Why is there a jump button? Huh?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting.
I feel like I should be able to walk across that, too.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
If I go backwards now. What if I just listen to him here?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
I'll go this way. No, I'm gonna go this way. No, I'm gonna oh, fine. I don't trust him.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, no, wait. Where are you going? Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
All right, fine. We'll go back and look at the pretty lights.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
It is really pretty. I gotta say, it's really pretty. I'm not gonna do that ending on stream though, so we're just gonna begin the game again.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There's gotta be like an extra door open somewhere.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to... Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take
Looking at the broom
time.
here. So we'll go broom.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley
is this
just
the,
couldn't do it. He considered
like,
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his
scary
post during
ending?
work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Where does this card go?
He came to the conclusion that it had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
Yay.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still
These aren't
not woken up.
stars.
How was he remaining so
I mean, I guess
lucid?
maybe they're
And then perhaps
extremely
the
tiny
strangest
stars.
question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
I think I'm still walking around right now.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything.
I don't know if this could be kind of classified as like a jump scare, but this is like a little shocking, I guess. So just heads up. Oh, that's where I ended up.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Poor Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Not a huge fan of that ending. Because the whole, like, oh, he's crazy thing. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I think we might have found what we've been looking for.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
All right, away we go.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Mm-hmm.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
I hope this is it.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra
It's like a
Deluxe.
Disney ride, except like way more
this
terrifying.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or...
Imagine if that's the only thing they added. Well, that's the thing. I would not be surprised if that was the case.
On to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh! Oh! I'm using all of these. How is that hooked up? What are you hooked up to?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Well, I've used all my jumps. I don't think I'm allowed to jump anymore. How innovative, yeah.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley,
Ooh.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping.
Yeah.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very
Is
good.
it? I really hope it's another jump
I
circle.
knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and
That's
I
gotta be an
intend to
achievement in
find these
there.
people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't know. I was kind of here for it. That was a really impressive jump circle. What? Oh. Huh? That's a really detailed photo. High quality camera right there.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I'm gonna go up this way though. Oh. Okay, this seems like it might just be the way to the...
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Wow, rude. Wow, rude.
Never mind. You're not a dork.
I'm Batman. Coffee nut and a screwdriver. Uh-oh. Well, I'm not going back now. Call me a dork? Really?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
I didn't sign up to play Dark Souls, okay? Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone.
I'm
it's
outside?
where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Please tell me I get to play the Stanley Parable in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. That'd be really funny. Sorry, I'm just... Like, we're outside. That's so weird. It'd be like if I was outside during, like, Portal 1.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I want this, and I want to get it framed. Huh. Just pictures of places. Okay, what? Okay. These are just all right. Oh, actually, I didn't look at. Okay, there. Oh no, there's some other ones there. Okay. The greatest wealth is memory. Zone, sweet zone. Oh dear. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable. Bits of music. That's $1. Demonstration. I forgot there was a demo. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I think I got that one. Beta work in progress. British Academy of Film and Television Arts nominee. Was it actually a nominee for that? British Academy Games Award. Okay. New video game releasing to New York. Okay. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Workers goes from scandal to new crisis. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Well, I could tell you that. 50% off designer hats. Oh, but this was back in 2013. Fuck. I probably won't honor that. Oh. That was the ending we just got. I wonder if... wonder if that was on purpose. Hi, Shinichi. How are you? We're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Oh, this place looks nice. In loving memory, little Stanley. Wait, what? Oh no. Was there a hamster named Little Stanley on the dev team? Oh, that's so sad. I want to sit on the bench.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
There's your Persona
it's no
reference.
Games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I mean, I really liked the jumping circle, though. Just saying. Is that Portal? What? Imagine it being part of Persona's 25th. Oh god, I fucking wish. Minecraft. Okay, Minecraft. Oh, actually, you know what? No, Minecraft Portal makes sense. When you know the original game. We got a shout out in the Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable. Maintenance. Knowing your city. Person of the year. I think that's me. Okay. The top 10 memories. The end is never the end is never the end. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Oh my god.
The Stanley Parable
Carpet
is both
textures?
a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yeah, but adding more content or making a sequel is also really fun. Bicycle. Preparing snake oil salesman routine. Bicycle. And raise it. Oh. The serious room. The serious room. I don't have any jumps here. No. I wish I could bring the jumping circle with me. God, imagine if that was a thing you could do.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Oh, there's stuff like way up there too, but I can't see him. Buttons. I can't push them.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh my. What did you do?
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh,
I haven't
no.
looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no. Oh, to get
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny.
Imagine getting called out like this.
Unfunny. I'm not trying to be
Oh,
funny.
fuck.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Huh. Okay. Well, it seems like we're going that way. More that I can't read. I wish I could read more of these. I like this one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
A little bit.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
You are preachy.
This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Again, imagine being Noodle Chaff. Noodle Chaff. Like, imagine being that person having this, but I don't know if they're an actual user or if they're just made up for like this game and they took like another random thing or made this up, but yeah. That is wow. Ooh, music's getting a little creepy now. Just more reviews, okay. Alright, oh dear. Okay, this seems very finale.
What's this one got to
Maybe.
say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews.
What is happening?
Of the Stanley Parable.
Oh,
That's my
dear.
motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on.
He's gonna ramble on and on and on
The
and on
Stanley
until I
Parable
press
is
it,
a
huh?
game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue. And
I'm gonna
it
let
goes
him just
something
go.
like this.
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah blah.
Okay.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and
so just loops. I think so.
On the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things.
I don't blame you, Pause,
you
but
are both making choices and not making
I
choices.
paid money
and
for
they
this.
are
I want to
both
get my
affecting
content
you
out of it.
and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe.
I don't know what a treatise is.
But
I've never
wouldn't
heard
you
that
say
word
that
before.
manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
I'm sure.
Right, here we go.
Okay.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
There's got to be something that's like sit here and listen to him talk for like 20 hours or something.
Manifesto.
Knowing this game.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise.
I wonder if Steam's like
although I have to imagine
mentioned on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation versions.
Surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely.
I don't see why not, yeah.
They'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It
Pretty sure there's a character limit,
that as a
isn't there?
community, as a
For reviews.
world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Oh, fuck.
I do feel quite certain
Oh, no.
there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
Yeah.
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the
Oh,
wall until
I'm
enough
trying.
damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here.
I'm trying.
We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here. Wait here for me.
Okay.
And don't press the skip button.
You got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Okay, good.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'm gonna press the skip button.
Stanley!
Yeah, what?
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is
You're a
gone.
little gremlin.
It's
Look.
completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times.
We're lucky it's not red. I'd be pressing it a lot more.
There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child.
Gotta
Wild
work on
and
that.
impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone.
Oh,
I had
how
the power to prevent it
dreadful.
all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety.
I haven't hit the
that you
button
sit with
yet.
me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know
I mean,
that you
not
will.
this
You'll be
round
leaving me.
anyway.
Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem?
I think it's
Why
looping
did Cookie
now.
Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh,
You're
jeez.
back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Oh my
I've
God.
been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
Calling it, you're gonna
I'll
press it
give
now and
all
the
up.
building's going
I'll
to
give
decay.
up
Oh,
every
maybe.
branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything,
mean,
is to know that
we're at least only
someone
gonna have,
else is
like,
taking it in.
we're not gonna have
These
any lights
words that
left,
I'm
so.
saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward.
This whole thing is like Click. It's like the movie Click starring Adam Sandler.
Unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized.
I guess
The
thinking my
emptiness
eye.
between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You
There's
can
a smoke
see what this
detector in
means
here.
to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it.
my
To
God.
think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it. Oh, hello. it's you. You're here again. Welcome.
Alright, the lights are all
I
out.
have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity.
There's so much talking
what
in
I
this
now
part.
know was far less.
I know I can
You see,
skip it,
It was a
but...
revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite.
This guy,
For the
I hope this guy
longest
got
time,
paid by
this
like
was
the
my
word
experience. And then
for this
moment
DLC.
passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Remember when this stuff was all about like, oh, these are all my great memories of the original Stanley Parable. Is the smoke detector going off? I see the clock fell off the wall.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands.
He's still upset about it.
He's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they're speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. the most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside
So he
ourselves.
just has no idea
We
I'm
would
awake
turn
again,
to
I
look at our
think.
deeper nature and find a
Oh my
resounding
god, narrator,
emptiness
shut
gazing
up!
back with
Sorry, pause. I'm in
unyielding
control of the
aggression
skip button
and
right
so
now.
on. So because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of our...
I think it looped. Oh, I think the skip button's broken. Oh no, there it goes. I think it fixes itself once I leave the little area. I don't think that review is going to be redone. Probably not. Not at this point.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Gaspersy's dead? No.
Never the end.
We've had another...
Is never the end, 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 is never...
We've had another one where he, like, just wasn't talking. Oh, that might not be good for me. This place did come up from, like, the water. Well, pause. I think we might have been right. I was right. The building is decaying. Yeah. I just don't have a way up there. Oh. Oh, I can't grab the ladder. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, so this is like probably millions of years later. At this point, at least thousands. Well, now it's Portal 2. Yeah? Yeah, I guess so. Don't like the sound of that. Whoa, whoa. Can I hit the button again? Oh. I can't hit the button anymore, so I guess. Oh my god. I can't walk on the building. This is a little more existential than I was expecting. Went from Portal to Fallout. I don't even know if it's Fallout. Fallout, there are at least like buildings and bottle caps and whatnot. This is just nothing. And now we're back here. Hello?
Good morning. contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
You're welcome.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
Bye.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
New content? Well, I mean... Who am I to say no to new content?
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Ooh. Oh, but I didn't... Okay. Oh. Okay. It's a small world after all.
And about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release?
Please tell me this is real.
Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. More TSP, better TSP. What is TSP? Win-win. Sequential mindshare. Paradigm shift, synergy. That's just words from Final Fantasy 13.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Okay.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts,
then
surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Who took the red marker? Me. Period. Oh, I would absolutely do that. Oh, well, let's wait to the show floor. Oh. Okay. There's a bus here. Why is there a bus here? Whoa. Whoa.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Sure. So this is the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Okay. No screenshots. All right. Well, no screenshots. No one screenshot this. A whole new office. Red is the new orange. The new updated ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way, sequel to the new features, new content, new ideas. Jump circle and infinite hole. The button that says it. Yeah, we should. This is the first thing we saw. Let's go check it out. As long as I can go back. I really hope I can go back.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Too big, too small, just right. Agreed. Okay. All right. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of
All right,
this
you got
feature.
me. You
Just
got
play
me.
along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Ow.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim, right? Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
No, I've got it.
Okay,
I'm Jim now.
We're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving... Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Jim. See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says, but no.
It is.
Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away. Jim.
Aw, jerk. I wonder if there's an achievement for pressing it so many times. It would be funny if you could use the buttons up on the wall to do it. Okay, what else we got? Let's see.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2.
But my name is Jim now.
Appreciate what I've created here.
You did this to me. The reassurance bucket. Office decorations and infinite hole. Well, I guess we should check out the bucket, right?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Okay.
You see, Stanley,
I'm on board.
You're holding the bucket,
Me
a
so
sense
far.
of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Can I hold the bucket?
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow
What's
of
with the
comfort,
laugh?
even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
Oh, this is
And
great.
in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Well, thank you.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they?
Yeah.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I keep this? Oh, I think I can. I don't think I can put it down, but I'm holding it.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I want one of these shirts. This t-shirt is the best new feature. And then just a hand with two. Stanley Parable 2. I saw the new... Okay, I want that shirt. I saw the new content. And then just two. Okay, what is over here? Office decor. Let's go check the office decorations.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Probably Happy 12th Birthday. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's also specifically step niece. And versus just Get Well Someday. This is a little more positive.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Of course. That tracks. Okay.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly,
okay. They
but
put
we
him...
all have to move
Wow.
on from our mistakes.
Okay. Free new and easy achievement. Ooh. I'll come back to that. What's over here? Time and depth. Opening. Rim, surrounding area, depth, infinite. Okay. Just keeps going. Infinite hole chart. I love the science. Entrance hole and then infinity. Okay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A
Portal did it.
forward for video games as a medium.
Sort of. Technically, it's two holes that are connected to be infinite. I might hold off on this one. I'll come back to that. I feel like I should see what else is around before I do that. Just to be on the safe side. I want to go up there.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as
Hell
well.
yeah.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
You can give me some more? Give me more. Give me more jumps. It just fucking blows. I don't want the Stanley Parable 2 anymore. Expo Hall. Oh. This map. Free achievement. The button. The merch. Settings. World champion. Settings world champion. We got the bucket already. Epilogue? Collectibles, infinite hole, exit? There's an exit. That's new. You can't find them, you can't find them, you can't find them, you can't find them. Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game.
Oh no.
In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Okay. Little creepy. Yay! That's it. Okay. Well, I got
God,
one of
it
6.
really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Do I really need to go find, like, more? No. Alright, what's over here? Exit? Fuck that. I ain't done yet. Would there be only 6 in the final game, though? Oh, well, might as well get that free achievement, right? Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I'm gonna keep trying, see if he says anything. Alright. Well, thanks a lot, narrator. Got my hopes up for nothing.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Settings World Champion, Infinite Hole, free achievement. Well, that's new. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. And that leads out here, which is actually, I thought this was like maybe going to be like a way out. I guess we can check the Settings World Champion and then probably the Infinite Hole after that. And then head towards the exit. Well, guess I can't go in there. I'm gonna go to the Infinite Hole now. Did I? I think I came out through this door. Let me just double check. This is the... Yep, okay. Alright, into the infinite hole we go. Whee!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why? It's infinite, right? Is there a distance?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need.
Every pause button is a Roman numeral too.
Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works
Who's
for
been
you,
smoking?
then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I'm doing it again.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you.
I was expecting the infinite hole from Gravity Falls.
You like holes too much.
Not a bad idea.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
Oh, that didn't last.
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yes.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean,
yeah?
Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've
This
had
should just
enough
prove
of the
you're a
hole,
gremlin.
you
Look.
can hit the teleport button and come join
I'm
me.
only a gremlin to this asshole.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about.
You know what? I
I've had
can't
enough
wait
of the
to see
hole
it.
for a lifetime.
But I'm gonna make you plug this thing up.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I
How does it grow
I'm
less
starting to hit
infinite?
the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean,
I'm
I
trying.
don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago.
If only I had
Try it
jumps
again.
left.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it
Oh,
than
no.
you could ever have asked for.
Oh,
it's
no.
a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Oh god, please. No, this is coming back to bite me so hard right now. No. I want to go to the exit. Oh no. The fuck was that? Help? Okay. To say I am intrigued and concerned would be an understatement. I have a face. I want to play this, but why are you? Isn't this like kind of scary? No, it's not scary at all. Change your perspective. Change your perception. Now it's scary.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of my.
The emo is awesome. All right, let's change the reality. Wait. Wait, change yourself? I want the puppies back.
Stanley? Stanley!
Whoa.
You're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
Ugh.
But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single
So I
beat.
was dreaming,
So
apparently.
How about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of it.
That's kind of a mindfuck,
Stare
yeah.
at Stanley.
Hitman, I will say, if you
I'll
want
be
to play
there.
this, you probably shouldn't watch it, because, like, this game only gets, like, better if you don't know what's going on. Ah, we're back here. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Fair enough, yeah. You heard Jim in the game. Oh, the button's still gone. Appreciate you lurking. Okay. I honestly think that was kind of everything. Except for the exit. Here we go. Jump circle, which we already did. This map, which is here. Free achievement, which we already checked out. The button, which we already checked out. Merch, which we've already looked at. Setting world champion. Yeah, I couldn't get in there. B2, I got the bucket. Office decorations we looked at, which was the balloons. The epilogue, which we looked at. Collectibles, which we checked out. That was way bigger than... Anyway, infinite hole and then exit. Alright. I'm gonna check out the collectibles again really quick. Because that seemed to be way bigger than it actually was. No? Nothing? Okay. Alright, let's head towards the exit.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah, whose bag is that? Oh, whatever. I won't worry about it because I got my bucket. New mug.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of
two
gags.
holes.
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to
The jump
anything.
circle.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture
I just
all the
found
magic
Kingdom
of the
Hearts
first
Hurdle.
game.
Ooh.
Here's
the I don't know the
No
song
matter how
titles
good
very
these
well
gags are, they
myself.
won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of
I'd
the
only know the
original.
obvious ones.
Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh my god, I recognize if I don't know the name. That's my problem. I could probably recognize a lot of them, but then I just wouldn't be able to give the name at all. I got it. Let's go. Nice. I guess we're beginning the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
It's got the balloons.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk
Oh my god.
427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the...
I'm gonna skip it because we already saw it today, but... Alright.
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So these boxes are making me think we're not done with the ending. Yes.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I know everything's gonna be okay now. Well, you did confirm that order of boxes. You're not wrong. That's kind of on me. I thought you said all my office workers were gone. This one's right here. Oh no, the new content's missing.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yeah.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself.
Yeah.
Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Let's go to the ending we already did.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
What?
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
No.
I can really feel it now.
It's my bucket.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet.
No.
That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
My bucket.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure
They have a
that
bucket.
the
It's
broom
right
closet
here.
is putting on your shoulders right
My
now,
bucket,
but you
but
have
it's
to be
all
strong.
bucket.
This is your bucket.
My
this
bucket.
is your companion and
my
lifelong
companion.
friend.
Yes.
You can't hand it over.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk
What?
that
It's
it has to
calling us
resort to
names?
this stream of
It's my
petty
bucket.
insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
No.
Stanley,
My
I
bucket.
never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Whoa.
That your life is so banal and meaningless
Oh
that
my
you feel
God.
the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really
How?
tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
How
Expand
dare
on the
you?
wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
I
Go through each
went
of them
through like
point by point.
Stanley Parable
Share
2
your
with
journal
it.
entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
It's my bucket. I'm keeping it. We have made an inseparable bond.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Ah,
There.
perfect.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all
Yeah.
your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
That's what I've been saying.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I
Bucket.
feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Yeah.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
What if I put it on like something else though? Can I have more stickers?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be
How
honest,
dare.
I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be out in a minute. I'm just checking this wrench. Alright. But I could... Yeah, okay, this feels safe. This feels right. Okay. But it's not progressing the story, so I guess
Coming
I'll
to
go
a
on.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm going in the bathroom again.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
This might have end up being more than just one stream. If I have to go through all the endings with the bucket now.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
No, the bucket told
Was it
me.
the bucket knew all along?
Yeah.
Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
It's the bucket. The bucket knows.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
All right. We're like halfway through the Stanlerines. Stanlerines. Almost sounds like latrines, which I'm not a fan of.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I'm very happy I have this bucket now. I can't push it. What? I
Wait,
don't...
Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. bucket said nothing.
I don't think we could ever go back up before. I think it was you go down and that's it.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Sorry, something just fell? Alright, well that's not working. I'm gonna go back down.
It had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Maybe I can go back up? I mean, I can. Let me see if there's more dialogue.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
I wonder if that loading screen's even real.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence.
Oh no.
Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
I'm gonna leave it at 333. I guess return to the elevator.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
I can press it again. I'm gonna do it.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart.
Oh,
He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. it would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
This isn't the... Okay.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Wait, the Stanley Parable tonight live on stage? What? World's first sentient machine. That can't end well. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. Oh. To stage.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one. There was no one here.
Oh.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit. Only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
I was gonna say, I was expecting it to just fade to black. Right there. Oh, good. We're back here again.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Gotta make it back to that broom closet.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh my god. Huh. A large room, lots of boxes, stairs. Something to do with stairs. Some are both red and blue. Warehouse, access plan. Trust the completionist instinct. Weird spinning figures. All clues provided by 416. We do a red room. Thank you, good luck. Whoa. There will be a reward for finding them all. How can we find them? Bottom text. Oh dear. Window, small floating objects. Okay.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
No stickers, fine.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Figlies?
What name better encapsulates
That sounds
the
like fig
intrinsic
leaf.
sense of happiness that
That could
you
be
get from
copyright
seeing
infringement.
a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come
Oh,
to me.
excuse me. Okay. I don't want to go that way because that's just going to be the running around in circles ending again. Although, now that I have the bucket, I might be more calm about it.
Stepping in.
Now I think I can just go all the way back to my room. I think that's one of the endings. And going down here. Yeah, the door's closed now. Yes. Always close the doors behind you. Did this update? No. So I got the one with the stairs. A large room, lots of boxes. Okay. So I think that's the first. Yeah, if we go that way, I think it's the shipping room, maybe. Oh, no, we don't go back to our room. You are now leaving. Okay. I was gonna say they could have hidden one of the Stanley figures there. But then the narrator's not active during this part, so... I actually kind of want to buy a Stan fig, not gonna lie. I love this game a lot. I'm very grateful I have my bucket with me at least. Escape pod launch bay. Escape. Let's go, bucket. We're getting out of here. Oh, we actually... Wait, are we actually, like, sending the bucket out of here? Oh my god. We can both fit in the escape pod. Yeah, okay. Let's just... Alright. I don't know if I can get the bucket and then
All
come
of
back
his
to grab
co-workers
that.
were
No,
gone.
okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh no, the bucket's actually gone. Oh no, I had so many more endings to get with the bucket. Oh no.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh man.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait, are you serious right now? Hold on.
You're getting close now,
I was
Stanley.
right.
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Uh-huh. And what does this do? Oh my. This is
Stanley had now gotten
different.
himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Let's press some buttons. Now I can press all the buttons I want. Do they become... Oh, they do become unpressed after a while. Okay. Oh, dear. Begin the game again. I missed the bucket. I didn't mean to get that ending. Hello?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Huh. Figure Finders Committee meeting today in meeting room. Bucket!
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away
Oh.
as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Thank God we got the bucket back. Okay. Here, look, Bucket, let's go to heaven together. Oh. Oh, that's better. Oh, Bucket, I'm so glad we could share this moment together. Oh, okay. Alright, but I'm gonna go ahead and restart because I'm getting tired. Funny joke, but...
Stanley
what if
had never
I...
seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
It's talking to
We've done
me?
it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it
Is the
witnessed,
bucket supposed to be like the
desecrating
companion
land and lives
cube
of
from
untold numbers of innocent
Portal?
humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket?
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What?
My God, Stanley.
Oh my God.
You did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had
No!
all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to
No,
summon
the
their true
bucket!
power. Otherwise, we would have easily been
That was
overwhelmed by the
my
bucket's
bucket.
power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
No. Oh no, the bucket's the ring. The bucket was my friend.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Maybe it's not the right office.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Oh, thank God.
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
Okay, let's see what the bucket has to say about the mind control facility.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right, yeah, I just have to find somewhere with both red and blue. So the red and blue doors. How did we get there again? Broom closet.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Oh. I kind of liked it better when you boarded the place up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh man, I still can't believe we got that 3 ending as well.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright, Bucket, I need you to help me with this one, okay?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Imagine gaming in here, though.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
I
in
would
the office
never.
was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Saying I would drop the bucket. How dare. How dare!
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Let's do it, Bucket.
Best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I'm sure that the bucket did that. Yep.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
That's what I would like to know.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh no.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
Oh,
Needed
no.
the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
All right, well, back here again, I guess.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Well, I mean, I can't do the thing again.
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Okay, let's grab
The
a bucket.
good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yeah.
Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
No.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Need to go do something else right now.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Did he? Did he, narrator?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Oh.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I'm sorry.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Well, that's new. Okay, well, if I want to get that last stand fig, I don't think I can bring the bucket with me.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay. I'm learning a lot here.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh.
This is a bucket.
Oh.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes. Aw, damn
Are
it.
you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
I'm sorry.
How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
It looked like a bucket. Jeez. Okay, I got this one.
Is this a
I got
bucket?
this one. Yes.
Correct.
Oh.
This is a bucket.
That's a bucket? I mean, of course it's a bucket. Like, that's a bucket?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Mm-hmm.
Am I a bucket?
Yeah.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
You better not.
Okay, here we go.
This is my bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was
everything is a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
I'm glad we're all agreed that everything is a bucket.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Okay, well, I can't take the bucket this time. This time. So I guess I'll just go to whatever.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, deeply, madly love.
Yeah.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your
My head's
trust
starting
in
to hurt.
someone else
I don't
can
know
be
how much
difficult,
longer I'm going to be able
but
to go.
The fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I'm getting these figures at least.
Stanley. Someone you forgot.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
We got
this
them
is
all.
doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Well, I feel empty now.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the
Bucket
map
would love
because
this.
you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see?
I'm going to restart because I want to bring the bucket to Portal. Well, hold up. Where are the balloons? Oh, God, my bucket, but...
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Oh, dear.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
That got
Did it
me.
fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
When Stanley found the collectibles, now remembering. Okay. Alright. Okay, most of this seems to be the same. Except the collector's edition or whatever is missing.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Unless... Well, now I have 7 out of 6. That's not correct.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Thanks.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I think it was under the stairs, right? Yeah, because we went under the stairs first.
No. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd.
What?
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what?
Was it?
If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
Let's see, what came next?
Um,
Yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened. This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly.
I can't go
In
back.
fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Wait, hold on. This game is fucking ridiculous. I love it.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
I didn't get the pink one though. I didn't get the pink one. I skipped it because I wasn't right.
And then, Stanley, we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
I can't trust these doors. They seem to be on the up and up, I think. You are in the present.
And then
Whoa.
there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
No, God, that's kind of creepy still. Here's
Still
that
don't
pink
remember
room.
the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
How does I go this way now? Nothing? Alright. Was it in the boss's office? I could have sworn we got the one under the stairs first. But I guess I was wrong.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Hold on. I know what this room is.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we
No!
were originally sold on.
Give me the
I remember
jumps!
hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
I want more jumping, but no. No. We got 36 and that's it.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who
No,
could
send me
have
back.
forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
And they seem to just both send me to my office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
The title
There's something
screen?
I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship.
This is
And
really
Stanley
dark.
really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Oh my.
I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
Am I really only going to get one more
This is
run?
the story of a man named Stanley.
But the end is never the end, is never the end. The end is loading.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked
I want to
straight
check
ahead to
the
the opposite door.
meeting room. It seems to be back to normal, though, since I got all the figures.
Still no one
Yep.
was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office would... Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
And we're going to see what this ending's like with the bucket.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. "Am I crazy?" he asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. "Oh, gracious," he exclaimed. "Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it." Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
"Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!"
I gotta get the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing
by
one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
"Come to me, Stanley!
Oh my God.
Find me!"
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, we're just gonna go back to the regular ending for this?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I guess we're just gonna run through it again.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security.
Okay, she's got her own bucket.
But on this particular day, her
okay.
walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Oh, Stanley.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Yeah. Okay. I still don't want to, like, I know I said I'm, like, tired, I'm getting a headache, but, like, I don't want to stop.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Okay, how do we get to video game? I'm going to do the video game ending, and then I'm going to call it. So I think we got to get to the...
Stanley
oh, no, but I can't...
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I can't do the video game ending with the bucket, because the bucket will... Like, if I go to that door again, it'll just be like the different ending. Shit.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Well, there's one more
that
I might as well go and do.
Calling
so.
to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I'm gonna have to find a...
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to... And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Yeah. I do need to call it a stream
good,
soon,
Stanley.
so...
I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
This is different than normal.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come
I haven't
together
even
here
seen
because
most
we
of this
care
stuff
about
yet.
you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. the bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
I like the bucket.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Oh, is that the room you get put in for cheating? Our computer. I don't recognize the pencil sharpener, really. I guess I'm going on an adventure with the bucket.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh,
raw assets map
some
to
silly music as well.
Engine import, function rotate. Oh yay! I love this music. Bum ba da ba bum ba bum. Bum ba da ba ba da da da. Bum ba da ba ba da ba. Bum ba da 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 da.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No. Why you always try to take my bucket away from me? You gave me the bucket. I want to keep the bucket. Look, Adventure Line's great, and the baby game's fine, I guess, but
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Let me out of here.
Guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I can't go back.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets
I'm
is
not
so
gonna
densely
throw it in
loaded
there.
with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and... The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Whose fault is
For
that?
the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
You can't blame me for this one. I wasn't gonna put my bucket in there. In my bucket. Okay. I think this is where we're calling it for the day. Ugh. This was low cab, I guess. Okay. Now I'm just gonna quit the game. Okay. Okay, so that was Oh, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I think I'm gonna have to revisit that maybe, because there's still so many endings I could bring that bucket to, and then maybe other new content that I'm just not aware of. So I guess I don't know if we're gonna revisit it on Monday or just sometime later. Maybe later, because I know Kisaki is excited to watch me play Yakuza some more, among other friends, of course. Yeah, I need to get dinner. So since it's Friday, we are still going to be playing D&D with Spooky tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that in there. We're gonna raid Spooky. We'll be live, you know, around like 9:30 probably. So if you're around, come and check us out. I guess that's about it. I'll be back tomorrow for more Crash Bandicoot 4. Have a good night.